May I request Huzefa to kindly give a presentation on regulations impacting marketing of biologicals. Huzefa.
Hi, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Today, I'd like to touch upon an interesting topic. We all know that the FCO guidelines and the are in place for biostimulants, and how this impacts marketing for organizations who've been in this business, and how uh, positively and some negativities are also there when guidelines come in. But overall, it's a positive thing which happens. So, as we know, India today, I would say, at least from the larger players like we have from Latin America, North America, Europe, India is also quite a major player now in biostimulants. We see the revenues which are coming from many companies from biostimulants today has crossed a quite a large threshold. So, in 2020, we saw the guidelines which come in, right? So the positive thing is that we are also bit behind Europe, but also ahead of many other countries. The American regulations are due to be, or they are in force quite recently, and other nations are still negotiating on what sort of biostimulant guidelines are required. So this was the FCO which launched the guidelines in 2020. This year they have further delayed the guidelines by 1 year. Now, what are the challenges and the opportunities come with these guidelines? So, one is that regulations bring a host of opportunities from a view of credibility, safety, and effectivity of the products which are there in the market, right? The last couple of years, Indian states did not recognize much of the claims which were made. The terms like snake oils and all these things were being portrayed by state governments. A lot of stop sales issues were being highlighted by governments. I would say, a lot of nuisance value was created. And eventually farmers who are the end consumer were left a little confused. Like, यार product perform कर रहा है field के ऊपर पर सरकार कुछ और बोल रही है इधर. So that typical to and fro happened, which the last 2 years at least we have seen a major reduction in that across the states. Now they're asking more on the things like G2 hai, G3 hai, these kind of questions. So which has given organizations the confidence, it has given the confidence to put money behind marketing, money behind to spend behind the consumer without fear of having the regulators come in to do the to get these nuisance. In fact, we've seen a lot of SAUs, ICR institutes also propagating that the use of biostimulants will definitely not only give you better yields, but in times of uncertainty, right? It'll definitely protect. We've seen erratic weather going on all these years, where biostimulants have staked the claim on erratic behavior of weather. However, there are also some points where we would like to point out to our regulators, right? That yes, there are we all say that there are spurious players still in the market who are adding things in the formulation which are not required, or which are regulated items, like they put some pesticides or some PGRs, regulated PGRs in there. And what happens with that, a lot of sample failures do arise, which rightly so the government should start penalizing those organizations which are doing such malpractices, but also to be sensitive not to bring the category into this foray. Many a times we see on the ground level what happens. Samples are picked up, they're brought to the testing laboratories, they find some PGRs which are there inside, and then the category starts taking the impact, which again, and when it happens at a ground level, sometimes it even reaches the media. It reaches social media is very viral today, so it reaches that stage, which then brings the category again into question. So that should be limited to only the malpractices of that firm or organization which have conducted this. So, but also with the guidelines, there are some grievances, which have also come. For example, micronutrient mixtures or macronutrient mixtures in a small form with biostimulants. Now, what these restrictions also bring in from a point of marketing, okay, that today you can only make one claim. For example, if it's a seaweed, most likely you'll make the claim of stress tolerance. But if you have to also add, let's say you add a few micronutrients or you even add a amino acid in that case with the seaweed, like biostimulant combinations are also still not in the guideline yet, which you can't take synergistic claims after that. For example, in pesticides, we see a lot of the times two insecticides are mixed to control two different spectrum of insects, which in fact has reduced the cost of the farmer. He has to only give one spray, he has to only employ one laborer to go and do it instead of employing two laborers to do two different insect sprays. So which brings a very synergistic approach. Now today farmers are looking for, यार हम लोग को एक stress का भी control करने का है और अपना growth को भी देखने का है plant का. So a seaweed plus an amino acid mixture, a seaweed plus a micronutrient mixture gravely reduces the cost of the farmer's application and also gives companies the opportunity to market in that angle, which must also be viewed by regulators in this point, that how much are we doing for the end consumer's pocket. So coming to a little bit about the Indian market, through some data which we have gathered from this business insights, that India is poised to take this to about a $1 billion market. $850 million is where we are looking at in the next 10 years. Today, I believe it's a little bit closing there, 500 million already. But in the next 5 to 10 years, we'll definitely see this India, at least from an Indian perspective, to be a $1 billion market for biostimulants, particularly. Now, organizations for like Biostadt, which I'm from, right? We have understood these requirements of the end consumer and what they are, and we have also taken our leaps and bounds on how to address the end consumer, through the various guidelines, which are then the various product benefits which are coming for the farmer. I think many organizations here have described that there's so many features, benefits of the organizations, but at the end of the day, what benefits the farmer eventually will speak. So Biostar has taken a little claim on with our brand Biozyme that we need to move forward. Badhna zaruri hai, right? So if the farmer's income is eventually what he's at the end of the day doing his farming for, if a biostimulant shows him 10, 15, 20, 25% what made cost saving or a yield increase, with that much of income, what will he do? First thing, he will better his life, right? He will गाड़ी लेगा, मकान बनाएगा बराबर से, बच्चों को स्कूल भेजेगा. So these kind of things which will take place, and today pesticides have already proven to do that. Chemical fertilizers have proven to do that, and now we are in the sunrise industry where this will be the additional step for farmers to take advantage of. These are some of the products which are brought in light of the regulations or sometime before the regulations, some of our manufacturing facilities. I'd like to end with a short 1-minute video where we have developed for the end consumer, for our farmers, on how by using biostimulants or Biozyme, how will they progress in life. Thank you.